Welcome to Joe's Community. In this video we're going to talk about man-made and natural tinders. So normally if I'm teaching a class, I got this little container here that I just keep bags of tinder, natural and man-made. Okay, so we'll go through this, give you an idea of what kind of stuff that you can use when you're creating your fire. Now, why do we want man-made tinders? Well, some of the benefits of man-made tinders is, think about if you fell into some water or you're really cold and you're trying to light your lighter or something and then you're just shaking so much. Well, man-made tinders, as you'll see some here, will help you get that fire quickly and not struggle so much with trying to get that ignition source. Okay, so first, and I hope I got them separated, but first we're going to talk about some natural tinders that you can just find out in nature. Okay, and if you're out there and you got a free pocket or a free pouch or something like that, you'd want to collect that stuff up so you'll have tinder, and after I show you a tinder bundle, that lighting fires that way becomes so much more easier. All right, first example I got here is dandelion heads, flower heads, anything. Okay, I don't know if you can see it too much in here, but it's got a little fluffiness to it and some fine sticks, right? And it's dry, right? So that's some good tinder. Cedar bark, and cedar bark is great. I love cedar bark. I collect cedar bark as much as I can. Even like here on this tripod here that I got, the cedar bark on here, I'm going to pull all this stuff up. But the trick to cedar bark is, once you get your knife and then you start, see I'm pulling it off here? Hopefully you can see that. But when you get your cedar bark, you know, you just do this, and then let the bark stuff kind of come off. But now look at all that fibrous material that you have that you can use to start a fire with. So cedar bark, it's pretty good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna throw that in there. Cedar bark's like my always go-to, because you can get underneath the cedar tree and cut off that bark, and most of the time it's dry. We live here in Kansas, and you probably see some of them on the film right now, but there's cottonwood trees everywhere, which is good for bow drills. So I keep these cotton seeds because, again, if you catch them before they fly off the tree, you got a lot of chitin there. So cotton seeds, cottonwood seeds. Punkwood. You see punkwood all the time. You probably just don't know what it is, but it's just that real dryish looking punkwood. This you can take and you can char it up. All right, but punkwood is very good to get. Okay. Around the waters, you'll see cattails. Okay, I keep cattails. If I find them, I catch them. You can eat parts of them. But cattail, look at all that fluff in there on these right here. Okay, so you even open the bag up and look at all that fluff. That fluff inside your tinder bundle with a proper tinder, I mean a bird's nest, whatever you want to call it, tinder bundle, will go off pretty quick. Birch bark. We don't get to find a lot of it around here in Kansas, at least I don't, but birch bark is some good stuff. Birch bark, okay? Of course, this is just an example of dry grass. Here in the video of the tinder bundle, you'll see I have like hay or longer grass that's about this long, but grass is always good. Okay. Probably the mecca of it all is good old fat wood. Okay, fallen pine trees, resin trees, you can smell the resin in them, and yeah, collect that up, because there you can cut off pieces of it and use it, and it's with the resin in it, it's more flammable. Fat wood, it's so profitable that you can find fat wood. I think I found that at Menards, just to give an example if you can't find it out in nature. But fat wood, very good stuff. Okay, so that's just a few examples of stuff that you can find in nature. Now, man-made. Okay, char cloth is one that everybody talks about. It's probably the most common one used. Okay, char cloth is nothing more than, I prefer a lot of 100% cotton, so I keep cotton in my bag. I keep it in my tin, and then you just put it in a tin over a campfire, and you just char it. And then that way you just get a little cherry or spark onto it, and you blow into your tinder bundle. You'll get fire like that, like that, pretty easy. When I was a scout leader, this is how the boys would use fire: flint and steel and char cloth. We always had that as mandatory, unless it was really bad and we have to go to it lighter. But 99% of the time, the boys always did flint and steel. Then you got your petroleum jelly balls, PJB, right? There's nothing more than cotton balls soaked in Vaseline, right? Well, not soaked in, just coated in Vaseline. Okay, again, helps get that ignition source going, get your fire up quickly. Okay, this here is I think I bought this at Menards too. Sure Start. Okay, it's just little blocks. All right, so you just take these. Good surface area in there. All right, it's just like a lot of compressed cardboard or something like that, or some. I threw the package away. I just use it as a teaching aid, but yeah, get it some fibers or surface area there, and off it goes. All right. Okay. All right, here you go, just cotton rounds and cotton balls. If you ain't got, nothing else, you'll see my fire tin in a future video. I got chapstick. You can just put some chapstick over that cotton balls, char them up, whatever, but just some cotton rounds or cotton balls. Gorilla tape. Okay, Gorilla tape. It's harder to start a fire with, but it can be done. Shred it, finally shred it. All right, but Gorilla tape. So, if anything, put some Gorilla tape in your gear over some stuff. Should be part of your gear as far as patching. Okay, another thing here, strike a fire. Again, something else I bought at Menards. Comes in this thing here. Strike a fire. All right, this whole thing here burns for 12 minutes, it says. Strike this part like a match head, and then off you go with that. All right, strike a fire. Jute twine. I keep jute twine in my stuff all the time. All right, jute twine. Because with the jute twine, you can sit there and make your own bird's nest, kind of like I've started here, by just unraveling it. And after you unravel a lot of it, you can make you pretty good, look at that, little bird's nest. Okay, get your fire that way. Now, I think, yeah, these, you get a pack of that at the Dollar Tree for $1, and there's 3 of them in there. All right. Other things I've done, I took cotton rounds. Okay, these are pretty cool. Waterproof cotton rounds. You got a bunch of crowns laying around. Put those in a container and melt them, those crowns. Take your cotton rounds, and this is the cotton rounds dipped in oil, lamp oil, and then I coated in the crowns. So the particular crowns I had that day were all turned blue. Okay, so now that wax, you can, if it gets wet, you can just break it, get you some surface area there, and use your ignition source to get that to go. What else do we got here? All right, you've seen this, I'm sure, dryer lint. Everybody just pull it out of their dryer, keep it. It does go up pretty quick. People will mix them in eggs cartons and add some things to it and make it even more flammable, but dryer lint itself was pretty flammable. Okay, here's some more cotton rounds. Okay, cotton rounds. I seen some stuff in Menards yesterday, matter of fact. I didn't buy it, a 4-pack of something that even more, so it's becoming a profitable business just making fire starters out there for people to start fires. But you see, you got all the stuff inside your house. You can make your own. Okay, got some right here, lamp wicks. Okay, lamp wicks. Alcohol swabs. If you got your first aid kit, you went through all your other stuff. Okay, and You know, everybody talks about Ranger bands. Okay, Ranger bands, which you put on your fire tins. Okay, you just stretch it out. It's just a rubber tube, inner tube for a bicycle. Cut them up, and they're Ranger bands. However, they're a little harder to start, kind of like the Gorilla Tape. But if you get it into fine material, it will go up. It will light. Okay. So there are just a few examples between man-made and natural nature tinders at your disposal. As you're walking along, grab them, pick them up, put them in your bag, put them in your pocket. That way when you have a fire and you need a fire, use the 4-step tinder bundle, which I'll do in a separate video, but use the 4-step tinder bundle and your fire will always go, as long as you have the proper amount of kindling and fuel. Okay. All right, that's it for this short video of tinders, man-made and natural. Thanks for watching Joe's Community. We'll see you next time. Grab your gear and let's go.